Haki is perhaps one of the most important power systems introduced in the world of One Piece. And ever since the time skip, we have been getting more and more information about what exactly this power system is, including its various types. From the basic ones, which include Armament Haki, Observation Haki and Conqueror's Haki, to even their advanced forms such as Ryo, Future Sight and even Advanced Conqueror's Haki. But instead of all of these things, it has been my notion that there is perhaps another more advanced in fact version of Conqueror's Haki, which might be very well the end goal of the series. And I have sort of talked about it here and there for the past 1 year or so. People who have been watching my channel for a while now must remember that I have given sort of my nuances or my takes upon what this new kind or what this advanced kind of Haki might be. And it is my assumption here that this is probably one of the most unique and rare form of Haki which has been displayed by only one individual so far, and that is only Kozuki Oden. So let's talk about that in today's video. Hello and welcome to WhyZ, and today we're going to talk about what I feel is called the Death Haki. Now please keep in mind that this is at the end of the day a theory. This is not a 100% guarantee of something which is about to happen in the future of the series. This is just my assumption based around everything which I have so far conceived for the One Piece medium or for the One Piece story. But before talking about all of these things, hello and welcome to WhyZ, and thank you so much for joining in. If you're new here, then please consider subscribing to our channel since I do weekly anime and manga related content along with a bunch of other stuff. With that being said, let's just quickly jump into the video. Now, so far I believe that the Death Haki is a very important or a very nuanced topic which is slowly being introduced or hinted around by none other than Oda. And probably the biggest example for that would be in the form of Kozuki Oden and everything which happened in the hour of Oden. Now you might be the strongest creature, the strongest person in the entire world, but temperatures of such high degrees, literally boiling oil, it can burn away your skin just like anything else. And in that scenario, in that particular situation, Kozuki Oden retained his retainers using only his willpower. My initial assumption for this was his immense amount of Conqueror's Haki and maybe even Advanced Conqueror's Haki for that matter, but I think this surpasses just plain Advanced Conqueror's Haki. And with everything which we have seen in the last 20-25 chapters, we know how Advanced Conqueror's Haki is sort of like a coating which covers your entire body. Therefore, leading up from all of these things, I feel like the next obvious conclusion or the next obvious step from all of these things is a coating of the Advanced Conqueror's Haki which covers your entire body and which effectively becomes like a shield. It incorporates Advanced Armament Haki as well, and it is something which is only available to a very selected few people who have immense willpower. And this Death Haki is something which is directly correlating to conquering over death. Now, Conqueror's Haki, we know how it affects people around everyone, how it is a mark of the Supreme King. So what exactly is the next step for that? Conquering over people, conquering over the minds of other people, and the last step to it is conquering over death in itself. Now, in the Dreaming On opening sequence, we saw this particular imagery of Luffy, which seemed like he is actually inside the water, and this is basically the moment which sort of triggered this theory in my mind that what if a Conqueror's Haki, a form of Conqueror's Haki exists which allows you to get conquering over death, which allows you to conquer death, which allows you to suppress death in itself because of your immense willpower. This would be a natural counter to the biggest enemy for Luffy and anyone else for that matter, anyone specifically who has a devil fruit, and that is seawater. Now, combining all of these things, I arrive at chapter 1043. I believe that since Oda is inspired by Dragon Ball so much, he might be introducing a concept somewhat similar to the Saiyan race, and I'm specifically talking about the Zenkai boost concept. Now here, basically, when an individual reaches a near-death experience, he gains an extremely powerful amount of boost, a powerful boost up to their entire abilities. And that is exactly what might be happening here for Luffy as well, because in this particular chapter, we almost see him in a dead state. He looks dead. Let's be real about that. He looks absolutely dead. But something triggered, something happened because of which Luffy finally regained his consciousness and he finally unlocks his awakening as well in the process. My assumption here is that this is none other than Death Haki, and this might also lead into something which has happened prior in the series. I'm talking about Marineford here. Now, it has been a pretty big question for a very long time that why exactly did Shanks appear in Marineford? Why did he fight Kaido to reach Marineford? What were his true intentions? I mean, still as of today, we do not know his his actual intentions. What if he knew about Joy Boy? I mean, he already knows about Joy Boy, let's be real about that. But he knew about Joy Boy, he knew about Luffy's potential awakening, and he knows that in a dire situation of life and death, in a very tight situation, Luffy might finally unlock his awakening because of the Death Haki. And in order to avoid a scenario like that, because maybe Luffy was not just strong enough at that particular moment, or he was not ready at that particular moment, he came to Marineford to avoid Luffy's awakening, so that Luffy is basically not able to unlock Death Haki at that particular moment or at that particular instance. I know this might be sort of a far-fetched theory, but I do believe that Death Haki, or a Haki which controls death or which surpasses death in itself, is maybe a necessary concept for a series like One Piece, and at least as of now we might get some hints towards it, that okay, Luffy is somehow able to cheat death, which has been shown to us time and time again, from Impel Down, from that infamous moment of Impel Down to basically everywhere else. And all of this basically leads up to the final war at Marijoa, where Luffy will unlock the true form of Death Haki, and that will just shock everyone. So this is basically my theory. I know it sounds a little bit far-fetched here at this particular moment, and I in fact even talked about this back when Zoro originally met the Skull or the Grim Reaper. Now, in the case of Zoro, I'm still not sure if he'll be allowed to get a power-up like this. I'm not 100% sure about what might be the situation for him, specifically in consideration with the Death Haki. I mean, this case can very easily be refuted to yet another gag moment, including Brook, but I just initially thought that maybe he might also get a power-up somewhat similar to this, specifically considering how his fight went on and how he was going after the moniker of King of Hell. And that's why maybe because of it, he needs to conquer Hell first or Death first in order to get that particular moniker. And that's why I thought initially in my earlier videos that he might also be getting a part of this Haki. But now in hindsight, I'm not so sure about what will be the exact situation for Zoro. But in the case of Luffy, I'm pretty certain that this might be a very good theory, especially considering everything with the awakening, the Joy Boy, the Sun God Nika, and you know the drill basically at this point. For now, I think that this is a pretty cool theory, but let me know your thoughts about it. What do you guys think about all of these things? Do you feel like this is a really far-fetched theory? Can it even happen in a series like One Piece? I'm very curious to know your opinion about this particular concept. So that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more. So this is it for today. See you all in the next one. In the meantime, be sure to join the channel membership for some very cool perks and features, and join the Discord server for more. This is WhyZ, and I'll see you all in the next one.